Hello everyone. In this video we will see how we can edit files in the command line. I will open my command line now. First, you will see that my prompt is different from what you have seen in Mika's. This is because I modified it to show the information that I want. In the following lectures, you will learn how you can do this as well. We can open and edit text files using programs called text editors. What's a text file, you will ask? We talk more about this in the next video. Simply, a text file is a very basic type of file that includes only the characters you type into as its content. By convention, text files typically have the extension .txt, although they don't have to. Let us go into the course directory that you created with Mika using the cd command. Remember that if you don't remember the complete name of the directory, you can write only the beginning letters and then press the tab key to allow the command line show you the available options. Also, during the video, you can follow my keystrokes using the keycaster window at the bottom right of the screen. Once you're in a directory, it's a good idea to visualize the contents using the list command. So let us see what is here in this directory. We see the text file called lifeofb.txt. In Windows, the files you save using Notepad or WordPad programs are typically text files. In Mac, TextEdit and in Ubuntu Linux, Gedit are two commonly used text editors. Since these editors open their own windows in your screen, they are called graphical text editors. However, there are also editors that don't need graphical user interfaces. The advantage of such editors is that you can run them directly on your command line. This property will be necessary, for example, if you want to work on a remote server, such as the GPU clusters that CSC provides us here in Finland. Popular options for command line text editors are the more advanced Vim and Emacs editors, as well as the simpler Nano editor. During this course, Mika and I will be using the Emacs editor in our videos. Therefore, in this video, we will see the basics of it. However, if you already have a favorite editor, you are of course welcome to use it. Just note that you will need one that can run on the command line for some of the feature classes. Let us open this file in the Emacs editor using the Emacs command and name of the file to open. Once you are in Emacs, you can modify the file using the regular keys and go around the file using your arrow keys. However, note that now, because we are in the command line, we don't have the usual file edit view menu on top. Therefore, Emacs is manipulated through a combination of keyboard commands. For example, to save the file that we are working on, we use the shortcuts. First Ctrl X, please follow from the bottom of the key of the screen here, and followed by Ctrl S. And here we see that our changes have been written to the file. You can remember this command sequence by thinking execute for Ctrl X and then save for Ctrl S. Ctrl X is a very commonly used command prefix. Most of the commands in Emacs use the Control key. Another important key is the Meta key, abbreviated as M in the tutorials, which can be commonly the Alt or Escape keys. Since I'm using a Mac, for me it will be the Escape key. The basic operations that you should know by heart are Ctrl S followed X followed by Ctrl S to save the file, Ctrl X followed by Ctrl C close to close Emacs, Ctrl X followed by Ctrl W to write to a new file. Here at the bottom I give the name of the new file, and then Ctrl X followed by Ctrl F, short for find, for opening a new file. And the new file is opened now. In Emacs, it is possible to go around using the arrow keys. However, there are also some shortcuts to move around quickly. For example, you can use Ctrl A to move to the beginning of the file, Ctrl E to move to the end of the file, Meta key plus smaller than sign to move to the beginning of the entire file, and meta key and greater than sign to move to the end of the entire file. To quickly edit text, you can also use some copy and paste commands. One of the most useful of these is the kill command using Ctrl K. This cuts a line or deletes a line. At the same time that it is deleting the line is also copied into the buffer, so it's possible to go ahead and paste it to a different location using the Ctrl and Y shortcut, the short for yanking. In addition, for example, we can want to simultaneously cut a number of lines. For this, we can first select a region. We start by pressing Ctrl space at the beginning of the region, then moving to the end of the region that, for example, we want to cut. Then using Ctrl and capital W, we kill this region. Say, for example, then I want to paste this region to the end of the file. I go to the end. Then using again Ctrl Y shortcut, I can paste this region. It's also possible to copy a region using the meta key, escape in my case, and W. And then I can paste this region again using Ctrl Y. If I want to search something in the file, I can use the Ctrl S shortcut, and here the Emacs program gives me a prompt for writing my query. For example, I want to search for the B word. I can keep searching for the new occurrences by continuously pressing Ctrl S, or I can search backwards by pressing Ctrl R. Now I'm in search mode, and if I want to go back to editing my file, I can exit this search mode using the Ctrl G shortcut. This is a very useful shortcut, and it allows you to quit whatever command you are currently executing in Emacs. So it's a good idea to keep it in mind. If at some point you find that Emacs is doing something that you don't understand, you can quickly quit using Ctrl G. It's also possible to search and replace a text query. For this, we use the meta key and %sign. And here, for example, I want to replace the occurrence of B's and enter with all capital B's. This is going to search through the text, and at each occurrence I can press a Y to change the occurrence, or an N to skip the occurrence. I can use an exclamation mark to replace all following occurrences. And then, for example, I can use the Ctrl G to escape the search mode and go back to editing mode. Another good option to keep in mind is how to undo. For this, we again use the executing command, Ctrl X first, followed by a U, and this is going to undo our changes. Two nice things to keep in mind. First is the combination of meta key and X, which here takes us to the bottom of the screen, and here we can write long names of any Emacs command. This saves us from remembering. For example, if we don't remember how to save the file, we can go into this command mode and write the full name of the command, which is save buffer, which saved our file. For example, say I want to mark my regions visually in color. I can use again meta key and X to go to the command mode and say transient mark mode. This is going to visually show the regions that I select, for example, for copying these regions. Another nice feature is that these key combinations of Emacs are in fact borrowed from the command line. So if you already memorized these shortcuts, you can use them in your command line too. Let's save our file in Emacs and then exit. And then write, for example, some command. I can use a Control A to go to the beginning of this command, and I can use a Control A to go to the end of this command. And for example, if I'm in the middle of the command, I can use the kill Control K to delete the rest of this command. Thank you very much for listening. This is the end of this video, and see you in the next videos.